Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Back to fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
He's a beast. He's a savage. Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem. Who's doing it better than them? Very few.
Okay. From here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
Yo, what up? Zach's Corner, Volume 8. Episode 8. What up, everybody? Thanks for listening. Dang, I was going to play some music to lead into this, and I totally forgot, but that's okay. I'll play it anyways right now, just so you guys can hear it a little bit. It's a little Action Bronson, Static Selecta.
Never sit down, cause I'ma stand up.
I like Action Bronson. So that's what I meant to lead into the show with today, but I totally miffed on that. That's Action Bronson, Not Enough Words, Static Selector. Just reviewing last week, I think was talking about the Eminem release. I think was pretty dope, and I think there were some good songs on it, man. It sounds like Eminem could pretty much do whatever style he wants, but sometimes he just doesn't feel like doing the I want to kill everyone and just diss everybody's style. Sometimes he wants to try to expand and do different type of music. And I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying that's probably what's going on. He's done the same type of music for a long time, but like I said, it's different when a rapper or an artist is on the come up. When they made it, a lot of times the people don't have, whatever industry you're in, when someone makes it, they generally don't have as much, energy, and they don't have as much, they don't put as much into it anymore. A lot of times guys fall off, they feel like they get to a certain point, they get lazy, they don't do the same type of stuff anymore, but it's different. When you're on the come up, it's huge. And it's different. So, but Action Bronson, I really like him. He's a pretty dope rapper. There's a bunch of new guys out there. I'm waiting for new releases from guys, so I'm hoping that Bun B album came out. That was cool. I probably talked about that last time, but honestly, I haven't really heard anything besides that Eminem album. I listened to MGK's diss. That was pretty weak. I didn't like it at all. I'm not a real big MGK fan, and I just go back and forth listening to old stuff, man. I keep listening to the same old stuff. Big L, Royce da 5'9", I don't know. For some reason, I just keep listening to old stuff, but I'm anxious to see if anything else comes up new. I haven't really been watching any TV or any movies. I've been really busy the past couple of weeks and month or two. I've been traveling a whole hell of a lot. Been to New York a couple of times. Just got back from New York again. Been to Vegas, Cali. Now I'm going back to Cali. Actually, got a plane leaving tomorrow. Going out there for Sean's wedding, my buddy Sean. I'm going out to LA, so flying in LAX. Got to get to take my fiance with me on the trip this time, so I'm excited for that. We're spending 2 days in Malibu, so that's going to be fun. I'm just excited to go on a trip. I do like traveling. It's like I said, my life has been insanely busy. I haven't watched anything. I don't know even what's going on. It's crazy. I used to really watch football. I don't really watch football anymore ever. No idea what's going on with the teams or the players or anything. I've just been pretty much paying attention to my job and my fam as much as I can. So, and getting to hang out with my friends, all that stuff. So I'm pumped to just get out to Cali again. The traveling does suck. There are some people that annoy me while traveling. I wanted to highlight this. What really chaps my ass when I'm traveling, when people don't know how to, when you're coming up, when you go through security and you're getting up to the point where you put your stuff in the bins and you're ready to rock, it's coming. Have your stuff ready. Get ready. Have your laptop out. Right after you give your ID and your passport or whatever and your ticket to the woman, turn and get your stuff out and start getting ready. So when it's your turn, you can just slide right in and you don't have to get up there and go, oh, wait, I didn't know I had to do it. That really pisses me off. And then you hold up the line. So it's like, I just want to keep moving. Also, this pisses me off. The guy on the plane who's just trying to get out in front of you. Look, you're in the 23rd row. There's nothing we could do about it. We all have to wait until You can stand up. You let the people in front of you go. Then it's your turn to go, right? And I don't know what it is. A lot of people just, crash and smash in. And some people just don't have manners, And if you were allowed to just beat, people were allowed to, they're lucky it's not like the olden days and you could just beat people up and it didn't matter, because I'm not going to lie, I might be dragging people off the plane like they did to that one guy on, was that United where they beat that guy up and took him off? I forget. That was insane. The guy was like, just kill me. Just kill me. I think he was over exaggerating a little bit, but you're not allowed, you shouldn't be able to punch the passengers and stuff like that. But hey, listen, sometimes the passengers, I'm not going to lie, as a passenger, sometimes they need to get punched. Like some of these people are crazy. They have zero respect for the people working. They have the one guy who's staying up all night yelling. You know what I mean? Everybody else is trying to sleep overnight playing. It's like, come on, dude, we're trying to sleep here. So, so that really pissed me off about people traveling. But that being said, it is a blessing to be able to go all these different places and go check places out and hang out and see friends and, and just see the country, see different areas and like try different things because, I really like adventuring, with my girl and seeing stuff because a lot of people don't get to do that. Some people have never been out of, the state or the town or whatever. It's pretty wild. So it's interesting to go and check stuff out. And I want to go to other countries. I want to go to hang out and see like what it looked like, Europe and Canada and all these different places. I want to check places out. I want to go see the pyramids. Who knows? Who knows? So, I'm excited for all that. I got possible big matchup coming up at Kasai. I keep saying I'm going to take a break and let my body heal and rest and stuff, but then they keep offering me matchups that I almost can't refuse. But I've been really smart about my training. Haven't been training with really bigger guys. I've been resting my body a lot. I've been doing a lot of yoga. I've been doing a lot of stretching. I got a massage. I'm going to get I went to the mobility doc today. I went to the cryo lab. Like I'm just going to be smart about, when I roll and just make sure I'm in shape. I'm going to be starting that Nick Curson Speed of Sport thing once the DVD gets here. I already got all the stuff. I'm excited for that. So, and while I'm away on my trip, I plan on doing some yoga and stretching, maybe going to John Jock's out in Malibu for an hour class or something like that. I got to check the schedule. So pumped for that. Just trying to stay active and stay busy and just not beat up my body as much. The younger guys, you got to learn, go through the grind and everything. Like I feel like I've been through the grind now, just get to compete. So can't really drop the name of the guy that I'm hopefully going to go against, but let's just say he is a former Bellator champion and his name rhymes with Farcos Balfao. That's what his name goes. So I can't really tell you who it is, but it sounds like that kind of, if you can figure it out from that. So that would be a dope match. Got to see what the weight is, not 100%, but if that goes down to Kasai, that would be sick. So I just need to be, my body just needs to be healthy for the match. That's what I want, so I got to take it easy, like I said, and keep getting maintenance, keep getting oil changes, keep getting all that stuff done. Also, what's going on? And I just want to say this too, like I've had some friends lately that have, either lost, somebody or lost family members or, have had some health issues and, even lost animals, which is, everybody knows like your animal or your dog or your cat or whatever is basically part of your family. So, and I know this by getting older too, really sucks, not to bring this podcast down, but it just sucks getting older and our family's getting older and, you see your parents and everything and your grandparents and all that. And some of us don't even have grandparents anymore, but, it's just like, you just have to really recognize, because things can happen out of the blue with no explanation. Or maybe if there is an explanation, you didn't think it would happen to you and then it did. And, your life could just be turned upside down in the blink of an eye. So really you just have to love life, and really just count your blessings and, just look around you and just, a good way I felt like for me lately to help me out and just be, aware of everything that's going on in my life and how I feel about it is just look around and say, okay, things are cool like they are now, but they're never going to be like this again. Now, granted, they might get better, but at the time you're in, you might look and say, wow, like, I'm only going to be 35, years old once, and it's only going to be this year, and we're only going to have this crew, and then things change, things always change. Like you're only, every time like Grace has been out with an injury now, but every time I think of Grace, I'm like, dang, Grace is only going to be a kid once. Like she's already 16, like, she might go away to college or who the hell knows, but, she's only going to be you know what I mean? Like you're only going to be at this point once in your life, you know? So you really have to look around and just be thankful for that stuff. Be thankful, like, dang, like, you know, like right now we're so busy with the school and everything. And I'm very thankful for that. Like we're in all the big tournaments. You know, Thor's in EBI, JM's been in combat jiu-jitsu, Kasai tournament. The finisher tournament is like going epically well, like never had no hiccups. Our school is doing great. We're looking to open up another school. Like everything's going good. Like we're in the mix of everything, you know? And man, it's a blessing. Like it might not always be like that. Like it might not always be a powerhouse like that all the time. I mean, I highly unlikely think it's going to change because I don't want it to change, but you know, things always change. Life changes. So you just got to be aware of your surroundings and really just be thankful for what you got going on right at this point in your life. If it's going good, if it's going shitty, just, you know, recognize that too. Like it'll, you know, if it changes or you start making those steps to change, then you'll be like, oh, damn, like I remember when it was, you know, I remember when it wasn't good. I remember when times were tough, you know. Also reminded me like when me and JM were able to quit our jobs and we lived at the jiu-jitsu school, we lived in the back, and we're only going to have those time once, like where you know, we're only going to go through those times once where we were, you know, two, you know, super broke single dudes living in a freaking jiu-jitsu school. Like that's weird, but like we had to do it, you know, because we wanted to put 100% into our business, you know. So it, you know, we only go through eating chicken nuggets in the microwave in the back on the dirty futon once, you know what I mean? That's gross as hell, but I can't believe I didn't get crazy amounts of infections living at the school, but I didn't, you know. We kept the place clean and it was just crazy, you know, but like we only went through that once, you know. We only went through living all at Dan's place once. Like I remember, you know, certain things, you know, might have sucked about those things, but when you look back at it, you're like, I mean, certain things might have sucked about being broken, not having a car, but it wasn't that bad. Like when you really think about it, when you see someone who has you know, really bad health issue, or someone who's going through like a tough loss in their life, or someone who's just having, you know, they're getting thrown everything at them at once, and you're like, dang, like just remember when times were good, you were thinking they weren't even that good, and now you're dealing with all this shit. So it's like, that's what I'm saying, be thankful. Like and the bad times always do pass, things change, you know. So I don't know, I don't even know, I feel like I'm rambling on, but hopefully that makes some sense. What else is going on? Oh, I always remember that John Jock quote too, and it just says he said to somebody I know one time, he said, "If you love life, life will love you back." So that's pretty cool. I always think about that too when I think about just life in general, and just think about like what's going on in my life. I'm like, dang, I gotta just love my life right now because things could be way worse. So anyways, things are going good, and I'm very thankful for that. Like I said, I probably said it a million times. What else are we talking about here? This is episode 8, so I'm pumped. Getting a lot of people hitting me up, talking to me, telling me that they like the podcast and everything, and they needed that, and it helped them, and they felt like I was talking to them, because I probably am talking to them, because I'm you. I'm the same. We're the same person. Like we're out there doing the same type of stuff. A lot of the guys who listen to this, I'm sure, and you feel like you're in the same little battle, the same little, you know, struggles, mini struggles every day with certain things that you're dealing with, like either injuries or trying to start up your business, or, you know, your health or your family or whatever, you know. And you get these little things that just, like, I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker either. I'm just speaking from experience, you know, and these things happen. And I feel like, hey, if I can motivate one person, or if someone takes something from this and is, wow, like I need to get my shit together, or wow, Zach is, you know, if Zach could do it, I could do it, or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I'm just out here taking swings. Like I have no idea what's working sometimes, but like I said, I just try to speak from experience. And shout out to my boy Bill. Just want to say thanks to him for like pushing me to do this too. Like he's one of the guys who was like, yo, you should just talk about your experiences, you know, through running the gym and everything, and, you know, how you're feeling and just stuff you go through and everything, and what, you know, how you feel about it, and like what worked and what didn't work. So he really pushed me to do it. And I'm thankful for that, because now people are even wanting to listen to, you know, who are starting up their gym, or even if they got a more successful gym than us or than me, that, you know, maybe you could still learn something. And that's like one of the things, I'm always learning stuff. I'm trying to learn from everything. So I do want to set up if you want more information on this too, you could either slide into DMs, or you could just message me. I'm not sure exactly the protocol and how we're going to do it, but I want to set up a weekend coming up this winter when no one's got shit to do and we're all kind of stuck in the house. Everybody traveled down. We're going to have it at our spot. And I want to have like a little weekend where it's like a Friday and a Saturday, maybe like a Sunday morning where we train a little bit. We have a couple seminars, but then we also talk about like the local scene and how to make your business better, how to get like more students, all that stuff, like a business seminar conference type thing. But except we're just going to have it at the school. We'll train, go out to dinner, we'll hang out, and then we'll have like different, we'll have different things. Maybe we'll have like my mobility guy said he's interested coming down. So maybe he'll come down and teach people how to like do the foam roller properly and take care of yourself. Maybe Kat could do like a thing on, healthy eating and like certain, things, and like really educate people. Because I think people think they know shit, but they really have no idea. And that's how I feel. Like I know things, but I really have no idea in the general terms. So I'm always trying to learn. Same with the foam rollers. Like, I don't know. Like, Dr. John could teach us a lot of stuff. And then we could have like a conference, like, hey, maybe I go up there, we talk about certain things. Certain guy goes up, talks about website. Maybe I get like a couple other guys that are really successful in to talk about, the way they run their school and the whole nine. So I'm definitely interested in that. If you're interested and you own a school, or you just thinking about owning a school and you want to do it, slide in a DMs. I'll get a whole bunch of people together on this one, and then we'll try to figure out how we're going to do it. And then, like I said, we'll definitely train and make a whole weekend out of it. So if you're in my area, let me know. Or even if you want to fly in, that's cool. Doesn't matter. So, but last, before I get going here, I do want to talk about, I want to give out one important business tip that I feel is something that you might not think is important, but it's actually very important. So if you're planning on running your own jiu-jitsu school and you want to own your own martial arts school too, and you plan on competing, which I think is very important. A lot of people don't put competition in as a huge part of their training. And most, I would say maybe 10 to 15% of people actually compete in the grand scheme of things. But if you're going to run like a local school and you want to open up where other schools are, there's one thing that you should do is you should, I would say you would try to dominate the local scene when it comes to martial arts. So you need to find out where the localist competitions are and be a presence there. You don't have to win at first, because when me and JM first started going, like, we already had experience, but we didn't win all the time, but we lost a lot. But then we started winning and we lose and we start winning and we worked our way up. And you know what, you as the coach, you don't ever want to be able to have to, look your students in the eye and be like, I've never competed before, I don't know. I really feel that way. I feel that's important, especially if you want to run a jiu-jitsu school, because that's just the industry you're in. I feel like competing at some point is important. There can be plenty of guys that are great coaches that never competed, but I feel you going out there and doing an actual live competition role, anyone who's ever done that knows it's completely different than a role in the gym. And I feel like you need to know that, because competition in jiu-jitsu is probably the closest you can get to a real fight without actually fighting somebody. Now there's other things like combat jiu-jitsu and MMA and all that stuff too. But I feel like you need to just, or if you're like, man, I'm old, my body's broken, but I still want to open up a jiu-jitsu school, I think that's fine too. You could compete against guys your age. Oh, I have a plastic hip and my knee has been torn out a million times. Okay, so no matter what, you can't compete. Let's say there's just excuse after excuse, or maybe it's not excuses, maybe it's actually real life, because I'm injured all the time and I know what it's like to be injured. Sometimes you just can't compete. I get it. You can't compete. Then what you need to do is you need to make your kids and your adults, you need to get guys and not put them out there to get killed. And I'm not saying go out there and just get wiped. I'm talking about put in real work and get a couple people out there and get them to compete. Now, I've seen a lot of schools that come up that, the instructors haven't had that much success as a competitor, and they have really good students, and they might have one or two really good students. That means they put some work into them, and that's important. As an instructor, you want to get guys good and get people to, that really helped us get people to believe. At first, a lot of people didn't believe me in JM. They would look at us and be like, man, are these guys, they didn't really believe us. They were kind of like believe us, but didn't. And then we started taking kids to competitions, and all of a sudden the parents would be like, wow, unbelievable. Like, my kid is actually really good. I had no idea, because they only see the kid, goofing off in class sometimes and stuff. But then when push comes to shove, can the kid defend himself? And that's all I'm looking for in a competition for kids. I'm not looking for our kids to go out there and dominate and headbutt and do all the stupid shit that I see other teams do, and like forearm the neck and other dumb stuff, because they just can't win on technique. So our kids out technique them all the time, and our kids, I don't have like the toughest, most insane beast kids. I just have some smart kids that are technical, and all I want them to do is go out there and defend themselves. They don't have to win. But hey, if they do win, they start putting work on kids. Now I'm like, wow, we're doing the right thing by these guys. They would be able to defend themselves in a real fight. If you're like not putting that much emphasis on competition, that's fine. But I would leave it up to the people. I never forced anyone to do anything that they didn't want to do. You know, if someone comes to me, like I talked about in previous episode, wants to fight MMA, they're going to have to do some stuff. And my guys know this. I'm not just going to throw you into an MMA fight unless you come into me with serious credentials or already an MMA fighter. If not, still, why not go in more prepared? Like I said in previous podcasts, I would rather have you, and I have our guys coming up soon. A bunch of guys want to do MMA. They know the drill. They got to compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments. I want at least one a month. I want one jiu-jitsu tournament a month. I want you training weekends. I want you doing sprints. I want you hitting the bag. And I want you to do at least, 1, 2 to 3 kickboxing matches. And before you fight MMA, because especially if you don't come from a boxing background, you've never had, and you're going to tell me you've been in how many street fights? You probably never had someone stand in front of you and you have to punch and kick back at them and they have to punch and kick back at you. That's why I want you to do kickboxing first. That's why I want you to do, and then this is a way to bring guys up and not get them killed, not throw them directly into an MMA fight, right? That's not smart. Guy has zero experience, works in a warehouse. He's been training jiu-jitsu for 2 years and stand up for 3, and you're going to let him fight an MMA fight. Hey, maybe the guy's just tough as nails and he works his way up. That's fine. I've seen it. But why not do it the opposite way and get the guy good and really do this guy full service and help him and get him to the place that he wants to be? And you don't have to make everybody into the UFC, but you get guys good enough so they can defend themselves. And hey, maybe you have a couple guys start winning fights, but you got to do it the right way. You can't just let people get killed, And then if you get a good local scene competition, people are going to start hearing about it. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what people hear. Like, oh man, these guys are killing it. Like, and then you're known around the organization, different organizations as a team who puts out killers, and you guys got a good competition squad. Or when, people come in from other schools, they don't just wash your whole crew. That would be embarrassing, you know what I mean? So, I might not be able to kick everyone's ass, but Thor can. I might not be able to tap every guy my size, but JM might. You know what I mean? And then after JM, you're going to hit all my guys, 45, Gabe, Dev, all Will, some of my blue belts, Quinn. You're going to hit the big guys. Now you're going to have to go with Zach and Miles and Thor and all the guys. Like, dude, you're going to have problems. We got some tough dudes. You know what I mean? You get Andrew Jones, the Jones brothers combination. Like, we got some really tough, and we got some guys that are giving some, higher level guys on, other squads a tough time. And our guys are constantly stepping up and taking matches. And, I don't care if they win right now. I just want them to get experience. We can't win every match, but the more experience they're getting on the lower levels, and just winning matches, losing matches, not putting so much emphasis on winning. Like, I've seen some crazy coaches just putting emphasis on having a good performance and trying things and being smart and not doing dumb stuff. Because I do dumb shit all the time, but I'm trying to help the students not to do dumb shit is what I'm saying. So, so that is a business tip. That, and if you already have your school established, apparel. We're working on this all the time, working with different people. Like, get apparel out there, get stickers, get t-shirts, get all that stuff, and get it out to the people. Even if you're giving away free shit and sending people shit and posting on Instagram, that's cool. Get people stuff because people see that. Like, people have come up and asked me about my sweatshirt before, or just seen it and said it says MMA. Especially right now in our area, we're the only MMA place. There's another spot that says they changed their name to MMA, I think, but they're not really an MMA spot. Like, I haven't seen anybody fighting out of there or anything like that. Maybe they got like some cardio kickboxing or something like that. There is another place. They got some kickboxing there, and they got some groundwork too. But like, we're like a legit MMA place, and it's pretty much the only one in the valley. But it's another tip too for all you business owners out there is we don't just take anybody. Like, I don't know if you guys heard Donald Cerrone on the last Joe Rogan talking about how Jackson's was just letting bums off the street come in and pay and fight. You could be out there fighting Holly Holm, or you could be out there rolling with. Me and JM cut that out a long time ago. You're not just going to come to our school and sign up. I had a guy last night show up, and he was pissed off that I didn't let him just train. He didn't understand that there were, class time. So he said our website was wrong, which is possible. Maybe our website time was wrong. I should probably look into that. That's a dumb mistake, but on our part, if it was, but it shit happens. You know what I mean? So I say, hey, listen, man, you're just going to have to come back later. He's like, well, can't I just pay and train? And then you train me? I pay you and you train me? Like, dude, now, you know what? I was like, you know what, dude? Now you can't train. And then I kicked him out, and hopefully he comes back, but I told him to cool off and give me a call. But I don't put up with shit like that, and JM doesn't either. Like, I'm protecting all the guys that are already at my school. We're not just going to take anybody anymore. We don't need a whole bunch of weirdos at the school. Like, we got women training, we got kids, I like our place being a family atmosphere, and anyone could come in there and people could bring their kid and let them train there, and no one hurts one another. We have visitors come in from other schools. What else was I talking? I don't even remember where I was, but just want to say thank you to everybody, the listeners. I wanted to sneak this one in. I know it's only a quick hitter, but I wanted to get this one in real quick before I leave. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And if anybody, like I said, if anybody's interested in that business opportunity, meeting of the minds type thing, let me know. Like I said, I'm going to try to make that a whole weekend. We got Eddie Bravo coming to the school, and I want to get some more guests on here too. I'm going to have Kat do a little update in a couple of minutes, and I'm also going to get my cousin Matt. Shout out to him. I want to get him on here. I need to get JM on. I want to get some other guys talk about their business stuff, and I really want to step it up. But traveling around, as it's been, like I said, it's been a blessing. Went out to the High Rollers. That was definitely interesting. Got to meet some of the guys out there, which is dope. I went to the Pan Ams, hanging out with Jeremiah and Jeremiah Vance, Rubber Guard. He's killing everybody in Rubber Guard. It's really dope to see. So ADCC is coming up. So we got the schedule busy. We're going to bring back the Finishers podcast. We're always going to keep that going. It's just been busy. And then hopefully I can announce big announcements on hopefully some local combat jiu-jitsu and kickboxing event that I'm working towards. So I'm busy, and I think that helps me too. Like a lot of people, I see going through stuff where they get kind of like upset and frustrated with life. Like I just stay busy, man. If you just stay busy, a lot of time your mind isn't on that bullshit. You're just constantly working towards whatever you're working towards, whatever it is. So shout out to you. Holla at your boy. Zach's Puck Corner podcast volume is 8 in the books. And, I just want to say also too, RIP, Mac Miller, crazy losing a rapper like that, just a young guy, really feel bad for him. RIP Titan, Gabe's dog. Gabe really loved that guy. So I just want to say RIP to Titan. And, shout out to Bill. Feel better, brother. And, I will see you guys soon. Peace. If you're looking for an organic vape CBD, you can go to vapebright.org and you can use a promo code Finishers. You get 10% off.
I love Vape Bright. Now, for only $6 a month, you can get inside access at finishersmma.tv, just like if you were training at 10th Planet Bethlehem yourself. There will be approximately one class each week filmed and uploaded to the site, along with extra technique videos being uploaded all the time and any seminars that Bethlehem hosts. For $6 a month, you can get access, or if you're looking for bigger deals, there's 2 discount packages. You can pay $30 for 6 months, which gets you 1 month for free, or $50 for a whole year, which amounts to 3 full months free. So go to finishersmma.tv now and get access today. Beautycounter.com/Catherine Beck. Or you can check out my own personal website, blog. I've got some Beauty Counter essential oils, recipes up on there. Lifewithcat.net, CAT for cat.